Hello Stamper friends. I wanted to show you a few new things out of the catalog today. We have this beautiful new suite called Graceful Glass. And it comes with this really beautiful stamp set called Painted Glass. And this vellum paper that I really love. So today I'm going to show you how you can watercolor, how you can marker, how you can, well, I'm going to show you 4 different ways you can color this paper using different Stampin' Up! Products. Can you give it a close-up?
Okay.
No. That's fine right there. Okay. So the first product I want to show you is the how to color with the watercolor pencils on the vellum. So I picked out a few colors that I like. I picked out a green. So I'm going to just color that in real quick. You don't have to do anything fancy with it. All the magic will happen after you use the blender pen to color it in. So there's our stems. I'm going to just do part of the background because I can show you one that I've already done. I did a YouTube live video, or not a YouTube, I'm sorry, a Facebook live video. And then I realized not everyone is my Facebook friend. So, or I should have put it on my business page instead of my personal page. Okay. So I'm going to color the top of these this nice yellow color. This one at the top, this iris at the top, it's more abstract looking to me. But I decided to color these in like my favorite irises I have out in my yard right now. They're called Pinball Wizard. They're kind of a dark purple on the bottom, a yellow on the top half. So this is where the magic happens. I'm going to get out one of my blender pens. Let's see, where's my other box of blender pens? Well, this one will do.
Is this?
Nope, nope.
Okay.
So I'm just going to quickly take the end of it and make sure it's clean. When you clean these, you want to do them at like a 45-degree angle. And then I'm just going to color, or just go over it. And the blender pen will pick up that from the pencil, from the colored pencil, and it just blends it really nicely. When I did this last week, it just really surprised me how beautiful it was and how easy it was. You don't have to be perfect at coloring. And this paper has a little bit of like an embossed top to it, to where it's really easy to stay in your lines. And it makes it easy to use a bunch of different mediums on it. So you can see how nice that looks. I'm going to wipe that off again. And then I'm going to do the iris petals. Okay. So if you look at it, you can see it's really a beautiful, oops, it's really a beautiful look. I have one that's done that I did the other day. And there it is. It's lovely. Oh, you get to see the other ones I'm going to do. Okay, so that's how you do the watercolor pencils. It's really quick and easy. Watercolor pencils on the vellum with a blender pen. So the next one I'm going to do for you is going to be with the blends markers. These are the alcohol markers that Stampin' Up! Has come out with. And these are pretty nice as well. Just going to take the lid off, and I'm going to start coloring. It's really pretty easy. I'm using the brush tip, coloring that in. Is there a yellow one in there?
I see. Yes.
Okay, hand me a yellow one, please. So this color I'm using here is a Calypso Coral, the dark one. So I'm just coloring these in real quick. And then I'm going to take one of the new blends. It is the Pineapple Punch. It's a nice yellow color. Okay.
Oh, don't forget the one on bottom.
And then I'm going to take the dark Old Olive and do the leaves. And I'm just doing both sides of the leaves. I know there's a little divider there where you could use the lighter Old Olive marker as well. And I just found that it is almost too light for me on this paper. So I decided I would just go back, and I'll show you. If you let this dry for a little bit, you can go back in and you can make it, you can do one side again. Even just looking at that, you can see it gets darker if you go over it. So this way you can just use one marker instead of two. Or you can use two, you know, whatever your preference is. So I like that as well, and you can go over it a third time if you want. I'm okay though, I don't need to go over it a third time. So that's how you can color on the paper using the Stampin' Up! Blends markers. Okay, now this one is probably my favorite with all of the roses. So I have a lot of colors here because, okay. Oh, one thing I forgot to show you about the blends, we have the color lifter. So you can go back in with this and you can take a little bit of color off to add like a little highlight, and then you need to just kind of wipe it off after you do that. So you can add that, just that little highlight to the petals, or you can add it to the leaves if you want. If you think they need a little highlight, you know, whatever makes it pop a little bit. And I just wipe that off again at a 45-degree angle. You don't want to do it like this, or you're going to damage the tip of your marker, and then it just won't be as sharp and nice. Okay, let me go back to the other markers and the roses. So I just quickly colored in some of these. I know they have a lot of detail to them, but I'm going to start this one with the Calypso Coral marker because I think it makes a lovely rose. I have my director on the other side of the camera here, my daughter. Now what I love about this paper is it is really easy to color. And you can use any of your Stampin' Up! Products you have on it. You can use the blends, the watercolor pencils, or the Stampin' Write markers. So I just colored that in really quickly. And then I'm going to grab, let's see, this is my Flirty Flamingo that carried over from the Retiring in colors. And I'm just going to add a little bit more pink to it. And it looks lovely. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to make these look nice. I'm even going to go in with my Blushing Bride, and I'm going to kind of lighten up the middle a little bit. Okay. So if you want, I really like yellow roses too. I know there's a lot of people from Texas. They love the yellow rose. I think it's like the state flower. But if you color in just half of that rose, and then you add the lighter colored yellows in there, or whatever color you want, that can be also very dynamic and pretty. And I think my favorite rose would be like a sunset rose. So I'll take the pumpkin pie marker. And I've had this one a long time. You can see the tips are kind of frayed. So I'm just going to go around the very outside. And then I'm going to go in with, let's see, this is the Flirty Flamingo. And do just a little bit of pink off of that. And then last but not least, I'm going to go back in. Let's see, this is the Daffodil yellow marker. I think it needs a little bit more pink, maybe. I'll put a little bit more pink in there. I think I like that better. It might not be perfect, but I think it looks pretty. And then I can do the leaves. So this is another great way to use your Stampin' Write markers. You know, they're very versatile. You can color in your rubber stamps, you know, multiple colors if you want to. You can color roses in on vellum paper if you want to. You can sign cards with them. I mean, they're just, I love them. I use them a lot. So that's how we did the roses. Now, I have another piece of paper I'm going to use. Let's see. I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to show you another technique with our new in colors. And I'm going to show these all to you. We have Blueberry Bushel, Call Me Clover, Lovely Lipstick, Pineapple Punch, and Grapefruit Grove. So these are a new design of the ink pads, and they're really simple to open. I know a lot of people kind of have problems with them, but I think you just have to get used to it. So hopefully I can do this without getting any ink on my fingers. Oh, but first, before I do it, I'm going to do the smooshing technique. So I'm going to take this ink pad and I'm just going to kind of give it a gentle squeeze. And then I'm going to push it open. And then you can see there's the ink on the lid.
You can see here where your finger runs.
And then, is that a good shot? What do you think? Does that look good?
Zoom out.
Okay, zoom out a little bit if we need to. So then, since I've smushed my ink into the lid, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up a little bit of this color and I'm going to color in one of these squares. And this will make a really nice, you know, stained glass window look. Okay, so I did that one. I'm going to wipe this off. And the tip of your blender pen is going to be a little bit stained, but as long as you wipe it off until it runs clear on the paper, it'll be fine. So I'm going to smush this pineapple punch. Sometimes it takes a little bit more effort. There we go. After you open and close them a couple of times, I think they'll work just fine for you. You know, I've only used them a few times and I'm already getting better at it. Okay, so there's the pineapple punch. I think it's easier to do it just with your thumb. There we go, because I tried to pull it apart. I can't do it. This way I can do it. Here's the Lovely Lipstick. I'll do this little one here. I'm going to wipe it off. It's a really dark one. It takes a little bit more effort to get all that wiped off. All right, Call Me Clover. Let's see if we can do this with one finger or maybe one thumb. Here we go. I have a very good assistant. She is back there pre-squishing the pads for us. Thank you. Yep, you can close those. Thank you. That one's pretty good. So when you close them, they just close like flat down. I know some people have been breaking theirs. I don't know how they're doing that exactly. But like I said, they're really easy to open. You know, just use your thumb and push it up and then gently pull it back. And it, you know, you could push it down in here if you want. I'm just doing the smooshing technique, so I'm not really stamping on the top of it to put the pressure up here like you would do if you were going to stamp. I'm just coloring, so leaving them open works great. So I'm going to do this one in blue. This is a really nice blue. We haven't had like a true blue color in a while. I was really happy to see these nice primary colors added back into our colors. You know, it was a big deal, you know, for demonstrators. A lot of us are, you know, don't do a huge volume of business. So for us to be able to have to go in and replace 16 colors is kind of like, oh my gosh. But, you know, the new stamp pads are great. I think if you have bad hands or arthritis, you know, see it's closed. That was it. You'd open it with your thumb. And if you want, you know, you can push it down here. It's a little tight, you know, because it's not quite used to it yet. And then you just stick your thumb down there and you pull it. As long as you don't jerk it back and forth too hard, you know, I think it'll be fine. And just close it. And it just, you know, it's closed. You know, I don't have to like push it down or anything hard like that. It just opens and closes pretty nice. Like I said, I've only opened and closed them probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. I haven't, you know, it's summer, the kids are out and we're kind of traveling around and doing stuff. I'm not doing a whole lot of stamping. You know, I'm doing a lot of family time. But, you know, I will start using my stuff a little bit more. I'm going to pack it, I think, while we go on vacation and do some fun stuff. Now, I was going to show you, if you color this from the back, what your colors will look like. They'll look a little different. I'm going to use some of the markers I already have out. It'll be a little bit more of a soft, muted look on the front. So you can just take them I mean, super fast. And you can see where your line is. You can always go back and hit it again if you need to. Of course, a little bit of olive would be nice in there. I really like these colors together. They're kind of warm and soothing. And you want to be careful not to overlap your light colored markers into the dark ones, or you might stain the tips. You know, if you do that, let's say I accidentally do that. Oh no, well, just run it on here and it'll kind of clean it off, okay? Again, when you use these kind of tips, the brush tips, you want to clean them at a 45-degree angle. If you try to do it like this, you're going to mess up that tip and they're not going to be as nice and sharp for you. So when I turn it around, you can see, you know, when you color on the back, it gives you a more muted look, which is nice. You know, a nice soft look. So I'm going to show you the 2 projects that I made the other day, since I've shown you the 4 different coloring techniques. So I did this card, and I used the thank you from the painted glass stamp set. Really love the bird and the rose and the butterfly, and the medallion is really pretty too. It's different than the medallion that comes on the paper. You can see there's quite a difference in size and design as well. So when I stamp the thank you, I'm using the Memento black ink pad. We no longer carry the basic black archivable ink pads. So this is another great option. We also have the StazOn black ink, which also works great. When I attached this vellum piece to this piece of Whisper White cardstock, I just used the glue dots. You know, they're clear, they're virtually, you know, really hard to see. They're really hard to see. I mean, you can see the corner of one right there, but they go really well with the paper. The glue dots do. So I did that. And then I also, I cut this piece down. You can see it's missing one of its windows. And I just made a bookmark out of it really easy. I took a piece of Whisper White cardstock. I just cut off a piece off the end of a full sheet of the 8.5 by 11. I cut it just short of 2 inches, and it fits just right in here. So I put it in there, and I just gave it a little punch, and then I put this piece on here, and then I just trimmed that excess, you know, inch and whatever off. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, like about 1.5 inches off. So you could cut 1.5 inches off the bottom if you want. But that's all I did to make that. I have not put a ribbon in here yet, just because I've been busy. I haven't done that. But, so you can make 4 really nice looking bookmarks with any of the ribbon that we carry. We have a new black cord ribbon that's in the catalog that's nice, that we made a card on stage with. But these are 2 really simple things that you can make. I know there's a lot of great projects on Pinterest. I'm not really good at putting stuff on Pinterest. That's something I guess I need to work on. But anyways, this paper is really beautiful, and it's really versatile. And I hope you have a chance to go out and get some, and you know, if you enjoy coloring, you're really going to enjoy it. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like to place an order through me, you can go through my online website. It is www.charlottestamps.stampinup.net. And the hostess code I have going through, I think the 20th of June, is right here, GVNSCFZR. And with every order over, I think, $35, I'm going to send out a small goodie bag with bits and pieces of some of the new cardstock and papers and ribbons, you know, whatever bits of stuff that I think would be fun for you to try and see and touch. Because with Stampin' Up, you know, the cardstock is just beautiful, and it's really superior to anything else on the market. It stands up by itself. This is the regular cardstock. This is not the thick cardstock. It's the regular white cardstock. And it's beautiful. Everything coordinates, and you know, we stand behind our products. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.